Baseball night in America takes us to one of the great summer cities in the country, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where it was raining today, but we're under the roof of American Family Field. One of the front runners for NL MVP, Ronald Acuna Jr., leads the team with the best record in baseball against a first-place club, and William Contreras, the former Brave. It's the Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. The Braves sport the best record in Major League Baseball. The Brewers top 7 in all the game and 3rd in the National League. A couple of first-place teams squaring off in Milwaukee. Welcome inside the booth with the Oppenheimer to my Barbie, Tom Verducci and Adam Amin with you. Kenner G. Rosenthal's on the field. So the Atlanta Braves, #1 team in baseball. Every night it's been somebody different. For stretches, it's been somebody different. Right now it's Austin Riley.
Yeah, listen, loaded with stars, right? Acuna leads the league in total bases, and you have Matt Olson leading in home runs, but Riley is their hottest hitter. Not just hot, molten hot. We're talking last 4 games, 5 home runs and 13 RBIs. Listen, the Brewers saw it last night. He went deep on a 2-0 fastball. When you play the Braves, you must defend the home run. The problem there is this is game number 100 for the Braves. They've hit a home run in every game but 12 of them. Good luck.
Incredible power numbers, by far the #1 home run hitting team in Major League Baseball. On the other side, the Brewers' offense still leaves a lot to be desired, but you're starting to see some really good signs, impressively from Christian Yelich over the last about month and a half or so.
Yeah, really impressive. I mean, he went to a toe tap about 2 months ago, and ever since then, the extra base numbers, the power, it's starting to look a little bit like the 2018-2019 run that he was on. Back then, he was doing all the damage from the #2 spot in the lineup. Now, he's their leadoff hitter. He is their catalyst. As he goes, that's the way the Brewers go.
You see what he's done over the last 6 games. He's been solid since the All-Star break and very consistent over about the last 40 games or so. It was a 6-4 Atlanta victory last night in somewhat of comeback fashion. That's been a factor all season long for a team with over 60 wins and the best record in all the baseball. The Brewers maintain a 1-game lead in the National League Central, a tight division. A good one tonight on Baseball Night in America. Careful with this Atlanta offense, #2 in all the baseball in scoring, and a big reason why is the top half of their lineup, which sees a lot of at-bats in the first inning. The likes of Acuna and Albies and Riley and Olson and Sean Murphy all do a lot of first-inning damage, and nobody more so than Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, throughout the top of this lineup, really the whole lineup, the Braves will not concede a strike. They will attack anything in the zone early.
Papa John's starting lineup for a team averaging 5.5 runs per game, and it's pretty much the same lineup just about every day. Become very familiar with this 9 for Atlanta. Very old school throwback type of lineup where just about every day you know who you're going to see. Braves are going to see Adrian Hauser, who's been back in the starting rotation for the better part of a month after a short bullpen stint.
Yeah, and he's a guy who's going to put the ball on the ground when he's right. His best pitch is the two-seamer. Now, he's added the four-seamer, and he will show that at the top of the zone. I like the way Craig Counsell, his manager, put it. If he throws a good game, he's going to have at least one ground ball double play because there will be runners on, but he can get that two ball.
He's been good at avoiding the home run ball. He'll have to be careful with Acuna. And it's ball one to start the night at 6:15 local time under the roof at American Family Field. A rare 0 for 5 last night, though, for Acuna. Goes the other way, a little flip into right field for a base hit. He's aboard. The top base stealer in the game with 44 steals is on base to start the night.
As a two-seamer trying to run in on his hands, and he did get it in there. It's a good pitch, just so strong. The Braves put pressure on you throughout the lineup, especially the top. You mentioned the speed now is in play with Acuna at first base.
And Albies, the switch hitter, who leads Major League Baseball in home runs among second basemen with 22 this year. First pitch swinging in towards left center. A run for Perkins. And the center fielder has it for Milwaukee. Blake makes the catch for out number one. It's a very good overall Milwaukee defense. Yelich has played much better. Perkins and Sal Frelick making his Major League debut. He's in right field. On the infield, Monasterio, Adames, Turang, and Owen Miller is playing at first base for the injured Rowdy Tellez, and William Contreras, the former Brave, behind the plate. We're going to get a couple of Major League debuts in this game today. Frelick on one side and Atlanta's starting pitcher Alan Winans as well. Here is Austin Riley, who, as Tom mentioned in the open, has been scorching over this last week. Crushed Arizona pitching despite the Braves losing 2 of 3, and had another home run last night on a 2-0 pitch in the third inning going the opposite way to right field. Bouncing ball foul, 1-1. A little bit cold going in towards the All-Star break, and a little bit after as well against the White Sox. It's weird to think that Austin Riley has said he's been fighting himself all year, yet even before this week he had 16 home runs, now 21.
That's the four-seamer up. And last night he got in a situation where Freddie Peralta missed with 2 breaking balls, sitting on 2-0 fastball, got it, and when he's right, he leaves the yard often to right central.
Acuna ready at first. There he goes early. Hauser with the throw to first. Acuna still gets into second base safely. 45 steals to lead Major League Baseball.
Well, Hauser held the ball a long time trying to freeze Acuna. Watch, he takes off early. We couldn't tell from here, but if you're the first baseman there, you have to yell, step off, so the pitcher doesn't throw, but walks off the back, steps off the back of the rubber. I mean, he had Acuna, left early, but didn't know that Acuna already had a head start.
So now in a scoring position. So Hauser, as you mentioned, dealing with traffic, but no double play ball on the ground in order right now. You saw this a little bit last night. You have to be so fine with your execution to get strikes against so many of these Atlanta hitters who are often aggressive early in the count, but then start to fight you as the at-bat goes on. A 2-2 from Hauser to Riley is swung on and missed for strike 3. A big second out for Hauser to pick up in the first.
Yeah, good signs early for Hauser is the movement on this two-seamer. Watch this ball just dive underneath the barrel of Riley. That is tremendous movement, well located. That's his money pitch.
Gets the most strikeouts on that pitch. His limited home run balls because of that pitch. Speaking of which, here is the National League leader in home runs, second in Major League Baseball behind Shohei Ohtani. That's Matt Olson, who hit 2 on Thursday in the victory against Arizona. A 1-0. Breaks a little bit low, 2-0 the count.
And Matt Olson is such a good low ball hitter. You see the 32 home runs, most of them middle down. That's where he likes the baseball. So the four-seamer is more in play for Hauser.
Gets a swing and a miss.
Good slider right here.
It's a pitch he throws more to right-handers, but he busted it out against the lefty to get a nice swing and miss and get a strike on Olson. And misses upstairs with a
Yeah, he had him
fastball.
set up for that pitch. Yeah, I still think he can go upstairs. He's got to hit the top of the zone. That was just a little bit above it. He has not allowed a home run on a four-seam fastball this year, so he's done well locating his four-seamer when he does throw it.
Yep. Only given up 6 all year, 3 on the sinker. A close pitch, but a little bit low. And it's a walk to Olson, who's the team leader now with 60 walks for Atlanta. 2 aboard, and the inning continues for the All-Star catcher Sean Murphy.
Yeah, you just don't get a break in the lineup. And the Brewers saw Murphy attack pitches last night early in the count. Loves to look for the ball in. And he's looking for that two-seamer in on his hands from the get-go right here.
Just 2 for his last 20, but did have a base hit last night. Man, mixed it up that time. Dropped in a curveball to begin the at-bat. Hauser his 4th start since his 2 bullpen outings in mid-June. A lot of injuries in the rotation for Milwaukee this year. Big secondary lead for Acuna. Malachi Moore calls a strike. It's 0-2 on Murphy, and a chance to get out of this inning unscathed for Hauser. Craig Counsell hoping for a strike. Whew, very close, but outside. 1-2.
To me, it seems throughout this sequencing here that he's been looking, Murphy, for that ball in. And Hauser has gone breaking ball and 2 fastballs away.
2 on, 2 out, and a 1-2. Is swung on and missed for strike 3. Adrian Hauser bears down, gets a couple of strikeouts, leaves 2 men aboard in the top of the 1st. Alan Winans coming out. Brewers 25th in baseball with 4 runs per game. Their 3 best hitters with the injuries that they currently have are in the top 3 spots: Yelich, Contreras, and Adames. And then it is a lot of youth as you get from 5 through 9. 4 of those 5 hitters in the bottom of the order are rookies from Milwaukee. And speaking of youth, Alan Winans, a moment that every baseball player dreams of when they first pick up a glove and a ball, his major league debut at age 27.
And he has earned it. You can see that ERA 2.81 down in AAA with Gwinnett.
Well, face a former NL MVP to start your career, to Yelich. And it's a ball low to start him off.
He's got a good two-seamer. Nice changeup. Changes speeds on his breaking ball. Looks like a strike thrower. Should be around the plate.
1-0 is outside. 2-0 from Winans to Yelich. Winans originally from Bakersfield, California. Will turn 28 in August. Went to Campbell University in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. And he gets a swing and miss from Yelich, 2-1.
Yeah, that's the changeup. That is a good pitch. When you throw a changeup in the middle of the zone and get a swing and miss from a really good major league hitter, you've got something. Good arm speed.
It's a plus change, we've been told. And there's a breaking ball. He's got a sinker, a slider, and a changeup outside of his right around 91, 92 mile an hour fastball. Fascinating story, like many major leaguers. You hear a lot about, the glamorous ride to the big leagues. This has been anything but glamorous for Alan Winans. Originally a 17th round draft pick by the New York Mets in 2018. Started his college career at Bakersfield College, then transferred across the country to go to Campbell, where he was the Big South Pitcher of the Year before being drafted by the Mets 5 years ago. Gets a bouncing ball to second base, and an out from Albies to Olsen to retire Christian Yelich. Let's get a little bit more on the 27-year-old. Down to the field and Ken Rosenthal.
Well, Adam, Winans joined the Braves as a pick in the obscure minor league Rule 5 draft. I asked him where he was the day that he learned that news, and he told me he was working his off-season job as a substitute teacher in his native Bakersfield. He was in the middle of Algebra 1 when he told his class, I've got a call, I've got to step out for a minute. The call was from Braves assistant GM Ben Sistanovich telling him, you are now with the Atlanta Braves.
Incredible. That was about a year and a half ago. Dealt with some injuries over the course of his career, but has spent all of 2023 at AAA Gwinnett and has pitched very well. 0-1 to the former Brave William Contreras is fouled, 0-2.
Yeah, give credit to the Braves for identifying Winans because he had pitched well out of the bullpen in the Mets organization at an ERA under 2 that year they took him in, as Kenny said, the minor league draft. That's basically taking a flyer for $24,500 on a player who left unprotected off a minor league roster. And they said, let's turn him into a starting pitcher.
And he gets his first major league strikeout as he retires William Contreras 2 away.
And you've already seen 2 batters into the game. He has starting pitcher stuff. This is a full arsenal that he has here. His ability to deaden the baseball again is so impressive. I like the fact that he had a 3-2 count on Yelich and went with his best pitch, the two-seamer, and we've seen already swings and misses off the changeup.
So those plus off-speed pitches coming through early. Here's Willie Adames taking ball 1. Adames with a 2-run home run in the 6th inning yesterday. Brewers actually got the early 2-0 lead in the first, then 6 straight from Atlanta before the 2-run shot by Adames in the 6th. And he sends one to pretty deep right center field, but playable for Michael Harris. And a 1-2-3 start to the career of Alan Winans. Baseball night in America on Fox from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are scoreless to the 2nd. This telecast is sponsored by Jardians. Tommy, you'll be on your way to Cooperstown and get a chance to see one of the new inductees to the Hall of Fame, one of the great players and great people in this game, Fred McGriff, the crime dog. Marcell Ozuna leads off the Atlanta second and fouls one back.
One of my favorites, Freddie McGriff. I voted for him all 10 years where the writers did not vote him in. The committee voted Freddie in unanimously. Big-time numbers. Here's what I love about Fred McGriff. As a manager, you just put him in the cleanup spot. You talk about Brian Snitker uses the same lineup, every single day. It's plug and play. That was Fred McGriff in the cleanup spot. Only 2 hitters ever hit cleanup more than Fred McGriff.
0-2 from Hauser to Ozuna is bounce foul.
And I know you're dying to guess who they are.
Oh, gosh.
One is sort of a comp for me with Freddie McGriff, Eddie Murray.
Sure.
Just consistent year after year. A lot of similarities between those two. And the other was actually even before my time, Honus Wagner.
Ozuna, another foul. I mean, there was a time, and I know you guys have talked about it, I've talked about it, everybody who's watched the Braves outside and inside of Atlanta this year has talked about it. This is a throwback lineup where just about every day you know which guy's going to be in which spot at which position. And I was thinking back to the McGriff days. It was always Marquise Grissom and Mark Lemke and Chipper Jones and Fred McGriff and Javi Lopez in the 8 spot and then the pitcher in the 9. Hauser rears back, gets a fastball strikeout, couple of sinkers, and now a 4-seamer to get his 3rd K, 1 away in the 2nd. And of course, Fred McGriff, his debut July the 20th, just about 30 years ago. 30 years ago yesterday. That's a pretty good way to start it up for Fred McGriff.
I just remember when they made that deal.
Yep. It's a ground ball from Eddie Rosario to short. Tough backhand play for Adames, and it is going to be late. Infield single for Rosario. He's aboard with 1 out for Atlanta.
Yeah, tough play for Adames. I think if he fields it cleanly, he has a chance at Rosario. But you can see he was shaded up towards the middle of the diamond. Ball's not hit hard. And that little bit of a re-clutching to try to grip the baseball lost him the out at first base. Difficult play. But yeah, getting back to Freddie, when they made that trade, of course, the Giants were owning the division lead at that time. He was a difference maker.
Yep. Quick look at first by Contreras, but back to the bag is Rosario as the former Milwaukee Brewer Orlando Arcia, the all-star for the first time this year, climbs in, having hit home runs in back-to-back games, including a 2-run shot in the 2nd yesterday. And he's quickly evened up at a ball and a strike. Arcia signed as an international free agent by the Milwaukee Brewers all the way back in 2010. Got traded in April of 2021 to Atlanta as part of their World Series team, and after Dansby Swanson left for Chicago, Arcia has been the starting shortstop, and man, has it paid off.
Yeah, I mean, he was a guy when he was in the Milwaukee system, was a real hot prospect in their system. We were a little bit disappointed about his progress. But he has come full circle here with Atlanta, and he's a better player than ever before. And you mentioned taking over for Dansby Swanson. He wasn't guaranteed he'd get the job, but he won it in spring training. We thought maybe Vaughn Grissom gets caught looking right there.
For the 4th Hauser strikeout, 2 away. And you still have time to enter for a chance to win $10,000 just by playing Fox Bet Super 6. Download the free Super 6 app on your phone now and enter your 6 baseball predictions in the MLB Super 6 Challenge for a chance to win big. 6 correct picks could have you winning big. Here's the 9-hitter Michael Harris. The only player in this Braves lineup that does not have double-digit home runs. He's sitting at 9 right now. Braves have hit 28 more home runs than the next closest team, the Dodgers. Harris waves and misses. The fastball is looking good for Hauser. All the pitching injuries in the rotation. for the Milwaukee Brewers, yet they find themselves in first place. And not only sitting in first right now by a fairly slim margin, only a game on Cincinnati, which won earlier today, but they've been in first or second most of the year despite the pitching injuries, and now dealing with some injuries in their offense too.
Yeah, their starting pitching and their defense really carry them, and lately the bullpen, it's been spotless for the last couple of weeks.
1 on, 2 out, and a 1-2 pitch is lifted foul by Harris. He's on a 5-game hit streak after a single yesterday. No breaks in this Atlanta lineup, including Harris, who since the start of June has been hitting over 360. After a sluggish stretch, he's been great. Hauser with another excellent pitch. Boy, he's mixing very well. He has struck out 5 Braves the first time through the order. We're an inning and a half through in Milwaukee.
Welcome back to Milwaukee. We are pleased to be joined by Brewers manager Craig Counsell as we start the bottom of the second inning here. Counts, we talked about the scouting report on Adrian Hauser being a pitch-to-contact guy. He's got 5 of his first 6 outs via the strikeout. Tell us what you see.
I don't know much. That's what it tells you. No, he's thrown a really good sinker. I think it's glove side sinker right now. Kind of backdoor to the righties and freezing the lefties has been really good. And when he's locating that pitch, especially on righties, that's a lot of plate to cover. You've got some swings and misses in on the sinker over the top of it. So good stuff so far.
You got Sal Frelick making his major league debut. He's going to hit in this inning. What can you tell us a little bit about what you know about your time with Sal?
Yeah, he's a first-round pick from a couple years ago, and just a good ball player. Just lots of contact. That's kind of his specialty. Puts the ball in play a ton. Runs good. Plays good defense, and has always hit for a real high average.
Really appreciate the time as always, Counts. Thank you.
You got to take care.
Craig Counsell, well over 600 wins in his Milwaukee tenure, most in franchise history. 1-2 from Winans to Winker, and a check swing. No swing, says the crew chief Mark Wegner over at third. 2-2 on the Milwaukee cleanup man and the DH. Had an RBI in the first inning yesterday, just 1 home run. Trying to raise that batting average. Winker, the former All-Star for Cincinnati. Close pitch by Winan, tried to get that outside edge. And one's full on Winker.
Let's see if he goes back to that two-seamer here. That's the pitch he got. Yelich on the ground ball on a full count.
It's a payoff pitch. And it's a little under the hands, and it's a late call from Malachi Moore, but it is called strike 3. The second big league K for Winans. He's retired the first 4 Brewers he's faced.
It looked like he did clip this just on the inside corner. Winker kind of gives up on it. Well located, good frame by Murphy behind the dish.
We got 2 of the best pitch framers in the game in Sean Murphy and William Contreras. Malachi Moore with that delayed call makes it 2 Ks for Winans, and a swing through by Monasterio for strike 1. We mentioned some of the injuries that the Brewers are dealing with. Brian Anderson is one of those injuries, guy who can play multiple spots but has played a lot of third base this year. Monasterio out in front, 0-2. He's been playing a solid third in this his rookie year, just his 32nd major league game. His first name is Andrew, much like, spelled exactly like, in fact, former Brave Andrew Jones. Oh boy, he looked off balance on all 3 pitches, and Winans has back-to-back Ks to start the second. That'll bring up Sal Frelick. So, Tom, I know you love moments like this. 2 guys, big league debut, get to square off right here.
This is so cool here. The fans, they realize this guy's one of the top prospects. Family here in attendance. He got the call last night to get to the big leagues, phoned home and said, get to Milwaukee.
Winans to Frelick for strike 1. This is just one of those rare moments you get to experience. Frelick, who had a thumb injury earlier this year, has only played shy of 200 minor league games getting the call up. Frelick originally from Massachusetts, Boston area. Number 15 pick in 2021. Real juxtaposition here. A first-round pick and a 17th round pick. Ooh, big swing from Frelick, 1-2.
Yeah, he got fooled by the arm speed on this breaking ball. He's a guy who's going to put the ball in play. It's very high contact rate in the minor leagues. Line drive hitter.
Bouncing ball the other way, backhanded by Riley. Tough play, and Sal Frelick, you've got your first major league hit in your debut. Save that baseball. Willie Adames has it. The family loves it. Frelick's aboard with 2 down.
That's why he's here. Watch this swing here. 2-strike swing. Just put it into play. And with his speed, good things happen. High energy guy. You can see how he is going to provide this team a lift. Just the energy that he brings.
First pitch to Owen Miller. We mentioned all the youth at the bottom of this Milwaukee lineup. Part of that youth is a lot of speed, Frelick included. Miller is a real fast guy, top 10 percentile. Turang, he's one of the faster guys. Perkins in the 9 spot today. There's a lot of stuff that you can utilize to manufacture some offense, something that the Brewers have to do because they don't have a ton of power this year, and they've got those injuries to Rowdy Tellez, Brian Anderson, Darren Ruff, etc. Tellez, typically their first baseman. They had Victor Caratini at first base last night. And now Miller, who's been handling most of the duties with Tellez on the shelf at first base, he's back in today. They've used 7 different first basemen this year. Bouncing ball left side for the shortstop, Arcia. Inning is over. Good stuff from Winans. And good stuff from Sal Frelick and the family. Congratulations. First major league hit and your first major league at bat. I hope you can sense the joy through your television right now. That was such a cool moment. Ronald Acuna leads off the Atlanta third against Adrian Hauser. First pitch swinging, as he often does, and he's got a base hit back up the middle. Now, I wanted to ask Brian Snitker about this. He happens to be on headset. Brian, you always see this offense seemingly adjust very well the second time through the order. What do you think makes this lineup so good at doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I say that, but we've had so many outbursts in the first inning. I kind of feel like they're ready to go from the get-go. I think our guys do a really good job of scouting the opposition up. They have their meetings every day, and I think they have a good plan when they get up there.
There's Albies.
Hey, Brian, I watched your starting pitcher, Alan Winans, before he threw his first warm-up pitch of his first major league game. He kind of looked around the stadium, took it all in. Ever since then, to me, it looks like he's been here before. What do you see?
Yeah, I saw him do that when he went to the bullpen. I noticed he was soaking everything in. You know what? Good for him. He should. And I noticed the same thing. It's been really good so far. I mean, I knew about the changeup. I kind of like that little breaking ball's pretty good, too. And he's, feels he's pitching like he belongs. That's for sure.
Really appreciate the time as always, Brian. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Ball and a strike on Ozzie Albies. That's off the fist, popped up out of play. It was funny to talk to Brian Snitker before the game because these guys get called up in a heartbeat, right? Winans found out Thursday that he was getting called up, so he makes the trip to Milwaukee. You don't get a ton of time with your new players if you're Craig Counsell or Brian Snitker when they make their appearances back at the big league club.
Yeah, even in spring training. Brian said he couldn't remember if he was in spring training. I think he pitched in maybe 1 or 2 games. There's guys coming left and right. This year you had the WBC.
Bouncing ball foul.
But I liked what he said about his pitch mix. We knew about the changeup, and that certainly has advertised. And that breaking ball has been effective. He just looks very comfortable on the mound. As for Hauser, it's a great question you asked about adjusting, because to me, Hauser, I don't want to say surprised Atlanta, but he's shown enough four-seamers up to have them cover both the sinker down and the four-seamer up.
1-2 pitch to Albies. And a breaking ball misses a little bit low and away. Now, Hauser has already matched his season high with 5 strikeouts the first time through the order. Hauser typically, and I've seen the quote, he survives on contact. There's a little bit of a higher strikeout rate than we're used to. Albies lifts another one foul, fighting off 4 pitches in this at bat. Albies has swung a lot in these first 2 trips to the plate.
And watching Acuna at first base, he's seen a bunch of pitches over there. We saw him leave early and get the stolen base back in the first inning, and it looks like he's getting a read on Hauser right here.
Milwaukee's been below average in controlling the running game this year. Check swing from Albies did not go around. Count runs full.
Yeah, I would definitely send him here. Sinker ball pitcher, ground ball pitcher on the mound. Figure Albies going to put something in play.
Braves are top 5 in terms of hitting into double plays this season. In all the baseball, there goes Acuna. And the pitch is outside. It's a walk. So 2 aboard with nobody out in the third. You can suit up at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team at MLBshop.com. Number 13 Atlanta jersey, pretty popular, understandably so.
Most popular. Number 1 in baseball.
Right. Yep. He's at second. Albies at first for Riley, who takes a pitch at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. He struck out on a sinker swinging his first time. Hauser, the 30-year-old from Oklahoma. Home with an 0-1. And Riley golfs one deep left center field. Back and gone. This guy is as scorching hot as anybody in baseball. 5 straight games with a home run. 6 in that span. And the Braves do it again. It's 3-0 Atlanta. And that felt like a no-doubt shot on a pitch that was pretty low in the zone to Riley.
Country strong. Well, you called it. Making an adjustment. No better example And Austin Riley in the first inning, Austin Riley in the third inning. Struck out on basically the same pitch. Maybe the first one had a little more movement down under the barrel. Zoned in on that two-seamer in the same spot, and he did not miss it.
185 home runs for the Atlanta Braves, who are on pace to break the Minnesota Twins mark from 4 years ago for a single season. Here's Olsen, who walked his first time. Down to Ken Rosenthal. Kenny?
Adam, Riley told me yesterday that the key to his latest surge is getting out of his own head. He told me that he was overanalyzing, beating himself up mentally, not having fun. If he lined out, he'd think, oh man, I should have done this, should have done that. In reality, he had beaten the pitcher, just hadn't gotten a good result. Seems like he's doing okay now.
2-1.
It still amazes me that you have this type of success, and he feels like he hasn't been playing up to potential this year. Kind of scary. It's a scary thought. Fouled by Olsen.
Brian Snicker was saying just about the first 100 games, everybody's had a stretch of being hot except Austin Riley. So he's waited for this hot streak, but as you said, we're still putting up numbers.
First year of that big extension. On the ground from Olsen to second. Good movement by Turang, and a throw on the move to get the first out of this third inning.
5 straight games with a home run, by the way, ties Braves record. Last done by Ronald Acuna Jr. 2018. You got guys like Hank Aaron and Rogers Hornsby on that list now. Austin Riley.
It's a pretty solid company, one would say. And Hauser, it was a sinker. Again, didn't seem like a bad pitch by any means to Riley. As Murphy bounces one to third for Monasterio. Nice play. 2 down. Only 7 home runs allowed by Hauser in just about 60 innings of work this year. He's been one of the rarer pitchers for Milwaukee this year. It's a Milwaukee staff that has given up a decent amount of home runs overall this season.
I'm sure he'll go back and look at the replay of that home run. And as you said, it wasn't a terrible pitch, just a really good adjustment by Riley.
Strike one to Ozuna. Ozuna golfs one, lifts it deep center field, but playable. For Blake Perkins in that little sliver of sunshine to close out the inning, but as the Braves often do, they hit bombs, and Riley's been hitting more than anybody on this squad over the past week. 3-0 Atlanta leads on his 22nd of the year. Alan Winans is staked to a 3-0 lead on the Austin Riley home run. Turang takes a strike. Corbin Burns, kind enough to join us from the Milwaukee dugout, coming off a fabulous outing earlier this week against the Philadelphia Phillies. Thanks for the time, Corbin. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on.
So you're a Bakersfield guy originally. You got a Bakersfield guy for Atlanta on the mound right now. It's got to be pretty cool to see a kid from your town making a debut, right?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I can't remember the last time we've had 2 Bakersfield guys in the big leagues. So yeah, no, good for him. He's obviously put in the time. I think 6 years. I think I saw in the minor leagues. So he's worked his butt off, and he's gotten good opportunities and off to a good start here.
I mean, you remember your major league debut like it was yesterday, or does it blur a little bit now for you?
No, I still remember it. It's been a couple years, but yeah, it was in Miami. I happened to get a save in my debut, and it's been a blur since then. But I think that's one of those days that you never forget, and I'm sure he won't forget as well.
Strong flex there, pal. Nice work.
Trying to.
Corbin Burns from the Brewers, kind enough to join us here as it's a 3-0 game. Winans to Turang, and it's outside for ball 4. Tommy.
Well, Corbin, you've just been on point, I don't know, for how many more starts here. At what point in this season for you did things really start to lock in where you felt like you were back in form?
Yeah, for most of the year, stuff's felt pretty good. We just happen to have, one big inning that gets us, a few extra walks here or there. So I feel like from the beginning of the year, it's been close. And then, probably the start or two before the All-Star break kind of locked it in a little bit. And ever since then, we've been able to go out and stick to the plan, attack the zone, and get some punch-outs.
Give me a sense, Corbin, for this club. Brandon Woodruff's hurt. Ashby's hurt. Miley's hurt. You guys have different pitchers in and out of the rotation, but you're sitting in first place. So with those guys en route to coming back, hopefully sooner rather than later, what kind of confidence does that give you going forward in what's been a pretty tight division race for the last couple months?
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be a nice boost. The bullpen guys out there have done great. These guys that have stepped in the rotation have covered a lot of good innings. So to get those guys back, obviously we know Woody will be back in the rotation. I'm not sure about the other guys that we got coming, if Ashby will be in the rotation or the bullpen. But either way, whatever you get those reinforcements, especially this late in the year, it's huge. So we've done a great job of filling in for him and playing good baseball to this point. So hopefully we can keep it rolling, and with those guys added, should give us a good lift.
Corbin, I got to admit, I'm a little disappointed. You didn't tell me the key to your season was the haircut. Turn things around.
I wish it was that easy. It was getting hot. It was starting to get everywhere. Need to get it up off my neck, and it just coincides that we've been throwing the ball pretty well.
The 2-1 to Perkins.
Speaking of hot, how about that game in Cincinnati? Have you ever had anything like that where you had to walk off the back of the mound? I don't know where you thought you were at that point, but that was scary, actually.
That was a scary moment. It was definitely it was weird because it wasn't super hot that day, but it was just so humid that it was just sucking all the fluids out of me. So I don't know if it was heat stroke, whatever it was, but yeah, just kind of got dizzy, got a little cross-eyed back there. Had to step off the mound and kind of regroup, but was able to get back up there and get one more inning out of it.
Perkins flies out to Rosario, one away here in the third. This is what Tommy was talking about, just the moment in Cincinnati. And Corbin, you guys have seen so much of the Reds as of late. You're going to see them again coming up in this next series.
Yep.
Can you tell me about the intensity of how that's been these last couple weeks and how it continues with you guys battling at the top of that division?
Yeah, it feels like every year we've got that one team that we're battling with at the top. This year it's the Reds, and we've played well against them all year so far. So they're a good young team, good young lineup, and we've done a good job of throwing the ball against them and scoring just enough runs. So we got to get through the Braves here, and then we've got the Reds coming into town, so it should be another good series. But yeah, they've played us tough all year, but we managed to play a little better.
Corbin, really appreciate the time, and congratulations on a great stretch. Best of luck going forward, man. Thank you.
Yep, awesome. Thank you guys for having me on.
Excellent. Corbin Burns, kind enough to join us from the Milwaukee dugout. It was great insight about a lot of different things. That Reds-Brewers battle at the top has been really fun. They've seen a lot of each other as of late, and will continue to do so.
Yeah, you wonder what kind of additions both teams will make between now and the trade deadline.
Yelich takes one outside, 2-1.
It's kind of like old times here in Milwaukee. I know we talk a lot about their young players, but it still comes down to Burns pitching like a Cy Young Award winner, and Christian Yelich hitting like an MVP. Both guys back in top form.
Yeah, Craig Counsell kind of said it. They can essentially carry your team. No one player can win you a game, but they can carry you. Little flare into right. Yelich on cue with a base hit. Big turn by Turing, but he's going to stay at second base. He got great arms across the outfield for Atlanta. Rosario and then especially Harris and Acuna, no challenge there. But 2 aboard with only 1 out for Milwaukee, and the tying run in Contreras will come to the plate.
Well, you called it. Turang is one of the faster players in baseball, certainly on this roster. It's normally a first to third. This ball hooked into right field by Yelich, but that's so much respect, and you see him actually have to wait a second to make sure that ball got through. But with Acuna out there in right field, I mean, that is a 99 percentile arm out there in right field. He knew it.
It's 14 outfield assists between Harris and Acuna this year. Harris had one last night. But here's Contreras, the tying run, the former Brave. Inside for ball 1, and Winans running into his first big league trouble. Man in scoring position for the first time against him. A walk to Turang. Perkins flew out, and now Yelich a single. Their first strike, 1-1. Contreras this month has been one of the hottest hitters. Go back a couple of weeks, hitting over 400. It's a trade that worked out, it's seemingly for all parties involved. William Contreras goes from Atlanta to Milwaukee. Sean Murphy goes from Oakland to Atlanta. And the A's get Esteury Ruiz, who is hurt right now, but has stolen more than 40 bases this year. And don't forget Yoel Payamps, who was part of that deal. He's been great in the Milwaukee bullpen. Rare to see a 3-team deal work out as well as it has for all parties.
Yeah, I think given a mulligan, they'd all do it again, right?
Sure.
It really has worked out. Murphy, of course, signed the extension. And Contreras actually has really improved defensively. I think that's the one surprise from at least the Atlanta point of view. Not that he was bad, but he's just gotten better.
Reaches out, pokes it up the middle, could be 2. Albie steps on the bag and gets the out to finish this frame. Winans gets a double play ball and ends the Milwaukee threat. The 27-year-old. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with Renters Insurance. One of the greatest players to ever don a baseball uniform is the touch point for both of these two franchises. It will be Hank Aaron weekend, or Hank Aaron week, I should say, next week in Atlanta. These two teams will meet yet again in a series at Truist Park. Eddie Rosario leads off the Atlanta fourth, a 3-0 Braves lead. Rosario an infield single his first time.
And it was here in Milwaukee, actually this week, back in 1976, that Hank Aaron hit the last of his 755 home runs.
Right. Milwaukee County Stadium.
Milwaukee County Stadium. There's only about 10,000 people that day at the ballpark. They were playing the Angels.
Although I'm sure many more have claimed to have been there now at this point. Rosario to first, Miller to Hauser for out number 1.
But of those 10,000 people, we know the one gentleman who actually wound up with his baseball, because he actually worked as a groundskeeper. You see all those yellow, gold, if you will, shirts. There's the spot. They actually brought in some civil engineers to figure out where did that ball actually land. And that's the spot, now part of the parking lot here at American Family Field. July 20th, 1976. Now, after the game, the guy who caught the ball, he said he tried to return it to Hank Aaron, but Hank had already left. So he took the ball home, the groundskeeper. The next day, the Brewers fired him for taking home what they said was stolen property.
Wow.
Plus,
as Arceus skies one into right, Turang out, Frelick in, and Frelick makes the grab.
Not only did they fire him, they took $5 out of his last paycheck, the cost of the baseball.
Well, insult to injury there, frankly.
Okay, now fast forward. At the end of the season, Hank Aaron wanted the baseball, and he offered to give the gentleman a television set. Hank had a deal with Magnavox and some signed memorabilia. The guy said, no dice. Put it in a security deposit box in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 18 years later, Hank Aaron's doing a card show in Phoenix. The guy hands him the ball, doesn't tell him the significance of it, and Hank signs it. Now this guy is sitting on Hank's last home run with Hank's autograph on it. He waits till 1999 to put it up for auction. He gets $650,000 for it. He did donate 25% to Hank's Chasing the Dream Foundation.
Just a bit. Oh, what a truly full circle moment for that baseball itself.
It's one of the magical things about this game, right? The significance of baseball. You see a foul ball go into the stands, and then people fight over it like a lottery ticket, and the smiles that it brings to people's faces, whether you're 6 years old or 60 years old.
Line drive shot. Harris is aboard with 2 outs on a well-struck baseball back up the middle off the glove of Hauser.
It's a good example how flat his swing is. Keeps his hands low and has it through the zone a long time.
It's a big base hit for the 9-hitter. It turns it over to Acuna with a man aboard. So another stressful few pitches coming for Hauser, who's had traffic every inning. Gets a strike from Malachi Moore at the bottom of the zone. That's a spot where William Contreras has improved defensively, as you were talking about, Tommy. His pitch framing, all the metrics really for Contreras have gotten a little bit better as time has gone on. Acuna reaches out, defensive swing, 0-2.
Thank you.
By the way, with that spot where it was projected that Hank Aaron's final home run shot went to, credit to Milwaukee Brewers PR ace Mike Vasallo. Really appreciate Mike going out and taking that photo for us and letting us know exactly where it was. It's not the easiest place to find out in the parking lot.
Thanks for the legwork, Mike.
Yeah,
nice job. Good pictures, too.
Yeah, it was
You're
very
hired.
sharp. Yeah. Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah, if this Brewers thing doesn't work out as it has for the last near 2 decades, and we'll help you out. Mike's one of the best in the business. 1-2 pitch to Acuna, and another kind of defensive swing on a pitch riding in.
By the way, when Hank Aaron played here in Milwaukee, he lived in Mequon. It's about, I don't know, 20 minutes here from the ballpark here. That's the hometown of Owen Miller.
That's right.
First base for the Brewers.
I know I'm going to have one of my Milwaukee friends tell me
it's pronounce it wrong. Right.
They're going to yell at me if I don't tell you. It's Mequon, apparently. Something like 11 Milwaukee natives have played for the Brewers, including Miller. Hauser with the strikeout of Acuna, and that closes out any chance for Atlanta to tack on. He leaves a man stranded. These two franchises forever connected by one of the greats of all time. Willie Adames leads off the Milwaukee fourth against Alan Winans. Little flare foul. 0-1 on Adames, who has 17 home runs this year. Only Francisco Lindor has more amongst major league shortstops. Of course, a 31 home run season last year, a Milwaukee shortstop record for Adames. Ooh, big cut. Mixed it up. That breaking ball from Alan Winans, he's busted that out a few times.
Yeah, what I like is he adds and subtracts. This is one of the slower ones, 78. You see, really just can't wait long enough for that pitch to get there.
Fastball right around as expected, between 90 and 92. That was his slowest pitch thus far. Another breaking ball, and he gets a swing and a foul tip. That is strikeout number 4 for Alan Winans. A little bit more for a man making his major league debut. Kenny?
Well, we talked about how Winans is a guy who was selected in the minor league Rule 5 draft. Now, the major league Rule 5 draft is one of the most obscure things in the sport. That is for players left unprotected on 40-man rosters. The minor league Rule 5 draft is for those left unprotected on 38-man AAA rosters. So the Mets felt, obviously, that they had 78 players better than Winans in the 2021-22 offseason. Maybe they did, but he had a 1.72 ERA as a reliever in high A and double A the previous year, and obviously he defied the odds.
And basically was immediately converted into a starter when Atlanta picked him up. There's a fastball strike to Winker, 1-1.
Yeah, and again, you can see why they would want him to be a starter. Just the pitch mix, the way he can add and subtract. Very repeatable delivery. Not a high velo guy at all.
Another one of the odds that Kenny was talking about that he's kind of defied in the modern game after 6 years in minor league baseball.
No question about that. You're talking about an average velocity on a fastball these days of just about 94. And he's sitting here at 91 and being effective.
2-1 on Winker, who flips one into left field. Rosario coming on, and he's got it. 4 out, number 2. Well, the U.S. women's national team, a 3-0 start over Vietnam, and their group play continues on Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be the U.S. and the Netherlands, with pregame coverage beginning at 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Sophia Smith, rock solid in her World Cup debut. There's Monasterio. Winans had some good highlights in his time at AAA this season. Threw a rare 9-inning complete game, and it's already rare in the big leagues. It's even rarer for minor leaguers who rarely get the opportunity to go past maybe 80 pitches, 85 pitches. He threw a 93-pitch complete game against the White Sox AAA affiliate about a month and a half ago. He's pitched a 4-inning save where he got 9 strikeouts at one point. He's had some interesting moments. 1-2.
Yeah, when I looked at his numbers in the minor leagues, what jumped out too is he's as effective against lefties as he is against righties. Platoon neutral guy, and I think that's because of the changeup. Plays so well against left-handed hitters.
1-2 pitch, and he got Monasterio. He's made him look silly on a couple of at-bats. So 1-2-3 frame in the 4th, and Austin Riley's got the big blow in this game. The 3-run blast to the left of center in the 3rd. He's batting 2nd in the 5th. Ozzie Albies takes ball one to start the fifth. Fly out, a walk, a run scored for the Braves second baseman so far. Just one for his last 15. An off-speed pitch dropped in by Hauser for a strike. 30 years old from Oklahoma, represents the Cherokee Nation, in fact. Second round pick by the Astros all the way back in 2011. Got traded to Milwaukee
very top corner.
8 years ago. In 2015, he debuted later that fall. Just a couple of games, was out of the big leagues for a couple of years, toiling in the minors, and then returned in 2018. And he's made 20-plus starts each of the last 2 years. Been in and out of the rotation at times with all the injuries. Albies stays alive at 1-2.
And it's always that part in the game where managers watch their starting pitchers so closely as the lineup is around now a third time. Craig Counsell already down 3. He has nobody up yet, but if somebody gets on base, it's time to start thinking about it.
We've mentioned it a couple times just as a breakdown. Brandon Woodruff getting ready, in fact, tonight for a rehab start for Single A Wisconsin. They're in Dayton tonight. There's a strikeout. That is a season high 7 now for Adrian Hauser. One down. That'll bring up Austin Riley, who's had a nice adjustment at the plate.
Yeah, that's the two-seamer. He swung over the top of it. Next time up, he says, you know what? I know how that ball reacts. You're trying to get that in. I'll just open up that front hip a little earlier, get the barrel out front. And that ball was absolutely mashed. Great adjustment by a red-hot hitter.
It takes strike one. 104 miles an hour off the bat. 6 homers, 16 driven in 5 games. Ridiculous numbers right now. He had 7 of those RBIs on Tuesday when the Braves scored 13 runs and lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks by a final of 16-13. Broken bat through the hole on the left side. That bat will go down a hero, and Riley's got his second 9.
That's a hot hitter.
Yep.
All right, it wasn't 104 miles an hour, but you're out front on the breaking ball here. The bat gets cracked, and you still get yourself a knock. Stay hot, Austin Riley.
So he's aboard now. Matt Olson to the plate. Walked and grounded out. Big cut on a breaking ball. Olson leads this team in walks and in strikeouts. Tells you a little bit about how typical it is for him to go deeper into counts. And right now, quickly down 0-2. Good change and mix from Hauser here. Off speed and then fastball at different levels.
Yeah, we talked about that's where you can get Matt Olson out. Top of the zone. You need to show him down, but to get him out, you can go up.
And he gets him on 3 straight swings and misses. Matt Olson just looked at Adrian Hauser like, man, what was that? Really good sequencing, and another K, his 8th.
Yeah, that looked like the elevated two-seamer coming behind the elevated four-seamer. So that's got some run as well as the height above the hands. Nice job of pitching by Hauser.
So here's Murphy with 2 down.
Come up.
Top hitting catcher in all of baseball this year. Leads all catchers in average and in OPS. And has been one of the best defensive backstops in the game this year. I'm sure it's a loose and fluid conversation, but certainly he's at the top of the list for best catchers in baseball as of right now.
Yeah, we've got a good crop of really good young catchers in the game today. Certainly Adley Rutschman comes to mind as one of the best in the game. Will Smith with the Dodgers. It is a deep core of catchers who can also hit.
There's a strike, 2-1.
No more.
At a time when,
No
let's
more.
face it, teams ask more out of catchers now than ever before. There's so much information to process.
Both of these guys, Contreras and Murphy, solid defensively, solid on offense. Murphy watches that one into the glove for a strike.
And that's a good example of framing a pitch. Really nice job by Contreras. Very quiet hands just to cradle that pitch at the top of the zone and curl the fingers down. Subtle, quiet hands. Very nice.
And he sets up a chance for Hauser to get out of the inning with a 2-2. And he strikes out Murphy. Strikes out the side. 9 strikeouts for Adrian Hauser of all pitchers. One shy of tying his career high. Baseball Night in America from Milwaukee. Plenty of cheese on this Saturday night. Nine strikeouts for Adrian Hauser, 5 for Alan Winans. And off we go in the bottom of the 5th. And a strike to Sal Frelick. Again, a matchup of 2 players making their major league debuts tonight. Frelick got his first hit on an infield single back in the 2nd, showing off some of his speed. There's another strike down to the field, and Ken Rosenthal.
Well, we talked about Frelick's family. That's his dad, Jeff. He was a Division I quarterback at Pitt. His older brother, Nico, and his sister, Francesa. She is a softball player, a catcher at Duke. Now, you might ask, where is the mom, Patty? Well, he got the call late last night, Sal did. Patty had to scramble to find a dog sitter. She'll be here tomorrow.
That's awesome. A family that's here from Lexington, Massachusetts. Sal was a really good quarterback in his high school days, was Gatorade Player of the Year as a QB. 1-2 on the ground, hugging the line, a fair ball for Frelick. Everything's coming up for Salvatore. 2 for 2. It's that easy at the big league level, huh? Family knows it. And he's aboard to start the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now, once again, watch how abbreviated this swing is. Put the ball in play. Great job. It's almost like playing defense as an offensive player. He's got incredible hit tools. Bat to ball. Yeah, super excited. Why not? A lot to be. The Brewers should be excited about the offensive game and defense he brings.
Here's Owen Miller taking ball 1.
I think if you want a comp, for me, it's probably a guy like Brett Gardner.
Okay.
Of the Yankees. You know, all those years and a long, great career. Just fighting pitches, putting the ball in play, plus speed, good defender.
Again, adding to that speed really at the bottom of this lineup that Milwaukee already features. This is a team that's built off more fundamental stuff, right? Pitching, defense, and being smart on the base paths. And that's what Frelick is tasked with at the big league level at just 23 years old. Hard hit ball by Miller. That's through into left center field. There's some of the speed, the hustle from Frelick. Harris gets to it, and a sliding double for Owen Miller. The Brewers are cooking in the bottom of the 5th. You can only make that happen with a little bit of speed. You just saw it on display.
This is the way the game is played now. Ground balls can be hits. Ground balls up the middle can be hits. And speed plays. These are some serious wheels, folks. Cut that back quickly at second base. That's his game. But you think about some of the breakout teams this year. The Diamondbacks, the Reds, the Orioles. How are they doing it? Young players with speed.
All towards the top of the list in terms of steals this season. The Reds are #1 in baseball. Now the tying run with a limited power resume is Bryce Turang, but he's got 2 in scoring position. And he swings aggressively at the first one. A base hit gets Milwaukee right back in this thing. And now, if you're Winans, again, a guy who's thrown 90 pitches several times at the minor league level, but a little bit more stressful now at this level. And you got the top of the order looming now with Yelich a couple batters away. A key portion of this game in the bottom of the 5th. 2 first-place teams. The Braves are comfortable right now. 11.5 clear of the Phillies. But the Brewers holding on to a 1-game advantage. Michael Tonkin loosening up in the Atlanta pen. There's a fastball that misses inside. Turang, another 23-year-old for Milwaukee in his rookie season. Check swing. Mark Wegner, no swing. 2-1. Flips the count in the hitter's favor.
Yeah, the breaking ball almost got him to chase.
2-1. Is lifted in the air to center. Harris has to sprint back towards the track, plenty deep to score Frelick. Miller will take off to third, and he'll get there. Frelick's first major league run gets Milwaukee on the board. A sac fly from Turang. It's 3-1.
Nice at bat by Turang. Did exactly what he wanted to do. Look for something up, get it in the air, get the run in, as well as move Miller to third base. That's the key right there.
Now the 9-hitter will be Blake Perkins, 26-year-old who had a little bit of a different route to make his major league debut. Almost, or actually more than 700 minor league games for a few organizations for Perkins to make it to the bigs this year. And take ball 1. Frelick with the first Milwaukee run of the game. Big cut there from Perkins. Good pitch from Winans. Was able to beat him at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, just a little tardy on this. Gets above the hands.
On the ground and through to score another Milwaukee run. The bottom of the Brewer order getting it done to cut the deficit to 1. Perkins with his 15th big league RBI.
Yeah, they thought they had him set up with the breaking ball, but it just didn't get it down. Watch this breaking ball stay up. Nice job by Perkins. Good at bat again. Milwaukee creating some trouble at the bottom of the lineup.
Albies gave it all, but that was past him. And here comes Brian Snitker, as Alan Winans is still in line, or would have been in line for the win had he finished this 5th inning, but he's going to have to exit early. And Michael Tonkin is going to step in. Still an admirable debut for the 27-year-old Alan Winans. He leaves with a lead.
Well, the Major League debut for Alan Winans was impressive. He showed a really good pitch mix. And Sean Murphy behind the plate really mixed in, I thought, a ton of really good breaking balls. The sequencing was really impressive.
The Brewers finally cracked the board with 2 runs. They push Winans out of the game much earlier than you're used to seeing for most Atlanta starters, but Michael Tonkin's been really good as essentially a long reliever. A lot of handshakes and back pats for Winans, who strikes out 5 in his Major League debut. 0-1, Tonkin to Yelich, and it's in there for a strike. 0-2. Oftentimes 2+ innings can be a norm for Tonkin, essentially a long man who's got 5 wins in relief this year. Fastball slider, basically a 2-pitch pitcher is Tonkin. Throws a sinker as one of those fastballs, but it's really the main pitch.
And he's got a little bit of deception too. Cross-body thrower who's got a very short arm stroke. So the hitter picks up the ball a little later than usual.
He's looking for a double play ball here. Outside to Yelich, 1-2. A ground out and a base hit to right for Yelich thus far. Single, double, sac fly, RBI single in this inning for Milwaukee to score twice. Back to the bag is Perkins.
We saw Brian Snitker shake the hands of Alan Winans. I don't know what the immediate future holds, but he's got Major League stuff. And I think he showed the staff that, listen, Max Fried is probably only one more start away from rejoining this rotation. But that was an impressive outing.
Good play by Murphy. The little backhand snare behind the plate to prevent Perkins from advancing. 2-2.
Yeah, he just overcooked this sweeper here, and I don't know how he got it. Almost like a first baseman, just picked it clean.
2-2. Yelich just fought it off.
Oh, he got away with that one. You saw by Christian's reaction. He was on that. Left that breaking ball dangerously up and over the plate.
Another 2-2. Yelich cranks one to center field. Harris back at the track, and he's got it. For out number 2. Back to first base will go Perkins. Deep out from Yelich. The MLB app is your place for live baseball, real-time highlights. I'm watching the pitch-by-pitch right now. You can get it faster than ever, and you can personalize highlight reels based on players you follow every day on the MLB app. Here's Contreras. Debuted in 2020 for Atlanta, was an all-star last season for the first time, along with his brother Wilson, now with the Cardinals. At the time was at the Cubs. Big cut, 1-1.
A little bit, maybe.
It's been one of their hottest hitters and one of their best overall this season. Good pitch by Tonkin. Placed it well, framed quietly by Murphy. 1-2.
Yeah, you can see why he presents an uncomfortable at bat for right-handed hitters. Contreras just looks out of sorts.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Tonkin gets out of the jam. But the Brewers scored twice. RBIs from the bottom of the order. And a solid debut from Winans. Braves lead. Got a ball game again, a 3-2 game to the 6th. And Adrian Hauser, one shy of tying his career high for strikeouts, gets ahead of Marcell Ozuna to begin the 6th. We mentioned earlier, we keep kind of touching on it. Brandon Woodruff did indeed finish out a scoreless rehab assignment at High A for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. They were on the road against the Dayton Dragons, the Reds affiliate. 3 scoreless innings, 4 strikeouts, 32 pitches, 27 strikes as he tries to come back from the shoulder injury. Probably a few more assignments away. Ozuna goes the other way. Well struck ball. Frelick back to the track. At the wall. Leaps and makes the catch. What a play. Welcome to the bigs on the defensive end for Frelick. It's that easy, huh? Boy, his family has had a ton to cheer about tonight in his debut. What a play.
His brother's like, yeah, I've seen him do that in the backyard, but how about the major leagues, your first day in the bigs? 2 knocks and a leaping catch at the wall. Never took his eyes on. How about the little pat on the glove? He's like, I got it all the way.
That was awesome.
Have a day, Sal Frelick.
Milwaukee's got a lot of really good prospects right now. Frelick obviously is one of the chief among them. As Rosario fouls one back, 1-1. The Brewers' social media team's really good. They have this awesome series called The Freshmen, and they just feature all these young guys, several of them who are in the lineup today. And Frelick, I was told, was the star. Like, I didn't see his episode. I saw Jackson Churio, I saw Terang a little bit. But apparently Frelick's the social media superstar. And a very small sample size, but it's been a superstar sample size so far.
That crew must be really busy this year.
No kidding with all the young people on this roster. They do a great job here in Milwaukee. And now Hauser has tied his career high. 10 strikeouts for the 3rd time in his major league career. Every couple of years, Hauser's good for 10 strikeouts, but it helps when you got some good defense, too, behind you.
Yeah, just so much energy Frelick gives you. We've seen it in the batter's box, on the base pass. Now we see it in the outfield. Wow, what a play.
There's Arcia. Former Brewer goes to right center field. Long run for Perkins and for Frelick. Frelick does it again! A jaw-dropping debut on defense for the Frelick family. Lexington, Mass's own. Boston stand up for the catch. Wow. news. Winans was solid, but Sal Frelick has stolen the show for the Brewers tonight. A couple of hits and a couple of sparkling first-class defensive plays in right field.
I mean, that last one was even better than the first one. There's so many reasons to love that play.
I'm good.
Adames fouls one to start the sixth for the Brewers.
Starting with the jump that he had and the route that he took to the baseball was picture perfect. Never veered off. He had that ball tracked from the minute it left the bat. And I love the fact that he ran after that and actually called it, not relying on the center fielder. He wanted that baseball, took one look as he closed in on the wall, and nothing was going to deter him from making that catch.
Robbed extra bases likely of both Ozuna and Arcia. Out in front that time, Adames. The off-speed delivery from Tonkin. 1-2 the count on Willie.
You know, he's got the skills to play center field, and he was asked before the game today about playing different outfield positions. He's like, I'm comfortable anywhere. I can play anywhere. That's center field skill out in right field for a Brewers team that already has played great defense this year, just got better.
And Craig Counsell made the point, we don't call you up unless you can play defense because of how reliant, obviously, this Milwaukee team is on its pitching and defense. He's played a little bit of left, but a lot of center and right has Frelick. Adames skies one, Olsen over. I don't know if he's going to have to make a Bryce Harper type play over there. There's out number one. Let's join Ken Rosenthal. He's got a special guest right now.
Yes, we do. We're here with Sal Frelick's dad, Jeff. Jeff, you told me it's been a long day. What was it like for the family after Sal got the call last night and told you?
Yeah, we got the call about 11:30 last night. We were all excited. He found out after the game with the sounds down in AAA, and then we kind of went into scramble mode trying to find some flights from Boston to Milwaukee or Chicago and hotels and such. So, you know, we packed some clothes and got about 3 hours of sleep and headed out early this morning to get here.
All right, what have you liked better so far, the 2 hits or the 2 catches?
Well, you always want to see some offensive production being down 3-0. So I think, you know, that today, but, you know, either side of the ball, you got to try to impact the game, which is enjoyable.
Now, you played big-time college football at Pitt, but you're here watching your son make his major league debut. What are your emotions?
Yeah, this is phenomenal. I'm so happy for him. You know, what he puts into it, it's been a dream of his, and he works hard at it. And, you know, just to see the reward along the way. And he got a nice taste this year of pro ball, the business side, dealing with an injury and how to come back from that. So that's all kind of learning process. So it's been a very educational year for him and in kind of his really second full year of pro ball. So that development has been, you know, I'm really proud of him.
Okay, your daughter Francesa's here, your son Nico's here, your wife Patty couldn't make it. How are we for tomorrow? Is she going to be here?
She'll be here early. She has the first flight out, so she'll be here early and ready to go.
What happened with the dog?
We have coverage. We didn't have coverage today, but we have coverage for him tomorrow.
Jeff, enjoy this. Thanks so much. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
Really, really cool stuff. Great job by Ken to get a chance to talk with Mr. Frelick. And gosh, I just can't imagine the emotions of Alan Winans' family today, Sal Frelick's family today. It's the 4th time this year, by the way. Ed Spiedel lets us know that a batter and pitcher are both making their major league debut in the same game, so it's such a rarity in and of itself. And to see the wide-ranging emotions, I would imagine, for both the players, the families, their friends, it's just, that's one of the baseball things that you just love to see. Winker's aboard for Monasterio, who fouls one away.
It's just so cool. Yeah, when Winans is walking off the field, there's a lot of Braves fans here. They travel well. Of course, this is Milwaukee. And there was a really big ovation. It was really cool to see him walk off the field with his head high in the ovation. And for Frelick, the ovation's just going to get louder with him on deck after two strike hits and 2 just fabulous 5-star plays on defense.
And finally, Monasterio gets aboard. He's happy to see Winans out of the game. He takes Tonkin the other way. And the Brewers are threatening again. And now Frelick's going to get a huge opportunity to maybe tie this game. 2 on, 1 out, 6th inning. Tying run in scoring position for the Brewers.
He's only 6 innings into his major league career, and he already has a highlight reel, which they showed on the Jumbotron.
He'll take a strike.
I loved what he said when he was asked before the game, what can you bring to this team? He said, I will bring energy and a dirty uniform. Living up to his promise today.
So far, so good, if you're a Brewers fan. Tonkin misses very close. 1-1 the count on Frelick, who has been a better than 300 hitter in his minimal minor league duties thus far. You heard his dad talk about the injury. He had a torn left UCL in his thumb in late April. Goes the other way and smacks another base hit. Getting away from third is Winker, and Sal Frelick has tied this game. Three trips, 3 hits, and his first major league RBI to even it up against the best team in baseball.
I mean, how do you get him out? He's just so tough as a pitcher to put away. In this case, 2 good takes right here. Let's take the pitcher's pitch, stay off of that one, just below the zone. And now he goes to the breaking ball, and we've seen Frelick do this now, just that quick stroke, shoot the ball the other way. First 2 hits, both off 2-strike pitches. And can you believe it? Add another highlight to the reel.
And now the Brewers have the go-ahead run in Monasterio at second, Frelick's at first, and Miller, who doubled and scored in the 5th, to the plate. In the air towards left, Rosario, as he often does, got a good jump on that ball, and he flags it down for out number 2. Back go Monasterio and Frelick. They're going to call the bottom of this order the baby Brewers right now, the way it's lined up, and they're all producing for the most part. And some stuff done today. Now here's Bryce Terang. He's got an RBI today, a sac fly and a walk. Good pitch by Tonkin to start him off with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball strike. Back, 0-2. Chance for Tonkin to limit the damage here to just a game-tying run. Pair of first-place teams battling in Milwaukee. Adam Amin, Tom Verducci, Ken Rosenthal, our great crew as we at the top of the hour. And Tonkin rears back with another fastball to end the inning. But a quickly developing story is the 23-year-old Frelick doing it on defense, 3 for 3, and an RBI to tie the game on offense. To the 7th we go.
Craving ballpark food? Just tell Siri, add peanuts to my grocery list.
Some of the best food in baseball right here at American Family Field in Milwaukee, where we've got a ball game. Austin Riley, 3-run shot in the third. 2 in the fifth for the Brewers, and Sal Frelick with his first Major League RBI ties it. Adrian Hauser's off the hook, and he gives way to a bullpen that has been absolutely lights out for the better part of a week and a half. Elvis Peguero's been a great seventh-inning guy for Milwaukee. He comes into a big spot. 9-1-2, so Acuna and Albies will bat. Riley looming, and Harris, who's 1 for 2, is ahead 2-0.
You called it. This Milwaukee bullpen, 24 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings.
Harris quickly ahead of Peguero, 3-0.
And Craig Counsell has this game right where he wants it. As you mentioned, controlling the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings has been a strength for this Milwaukee team.
Bullpen numbers have improved, obviously, since the All-Star break and a little bit even before it. They've solidified their back end with Peguero, Payamps, and Williams. They've added the flame-throwing youngster Abner Uribe. And now, after being ahead 3-0, Harris now sitting at a full count. I've already seen the velocity from Peguero. He can really ramp it up. He's going to miss wide, and the leadoff man is on base for the Braves here in the 7th. Next Saturday, Baseball Night in America on Fox. Giancarlo Stanton kind of headlined that Yankee offense, which is sitting in last place and struggling in the East. Meanwhile, the Orioles won again today over the Rays, sitting in first. Rays and Astros in a potential playoff preview. Red Sox and Giants still battling in the wild card races. 3 huge games, depending on where you're at, next week on Baseball Night in America on Fox. So here you go. High leverage, about as high leverage as it gets when you're facing one of the best offenses in the sport. Here's Acuna with a man aboard and nobody out. Hauser did such a good job managing some of the traffic that he managed. Again, the big blow. In fact, the only hit for Atlanta with runners on base in their 9 tries was the Riley 3-run bomb. There goes Harris. Acuna hits it to short. It's caught by Adames. Double play, 2 down. A rocket shot with Harris running, and Adames was ready for it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised there. You've got Acuna. You're in scoring position when he's in the box if you're at first base. Peguero not quick to the plate. Big high leg kick you saw there. And that's the nightmare. Hit the ball hard in the air right at the shortstop.
So base is empty now for Albies. You would have thought that Hauser would have been the one to get a double play at some point. Instead, he struck out 10, and Peguero gets a key one on a hard hit ball. Bouncing ball right side, and a good play by Turang to close out the inning. Peguero faces the minimum. Stretch time in Milwaukee. Boy, it's been a fun game tonight between 2 great teams. Listen to every MLB game live or on demand with At Bat. Plus, watch all minor league baseball and get live look-ins on MLB Big Inning with no blackouts. MLB.com/atbat for details. Blake Perkins has a RBI in this game for Milwaukee. He shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike against Colin McHugh. The right-hander is on in the bottom of the 7th for Atlanta.
See the numbers right there. Strikeout rate's a little down this year.
Bouncing ball to first, backing up is Olsen, and he's got to hurry a little bit with Perkins race into the bag. He made it close. It'll be an out to start the 7th. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Edward Jones. Life is for living. Let's partner through all of it. Mentioned you can watch some minor league baseball. Brandon Woodruff had his rehab assignment tonight. Max Fried had one yesterday. He pitched at the AAA level last night. It was supposed to be Thursday, got rained out, pushed to last night. Fried ended up going 3 1/3 before hitting his pitch count limit. Struck out 5, no walks, but did give up a couple of home runs. We should also note that he was going up against the Norfolk Tide, the Orioles AAA affiliate, and if you know anything about the Orioles major league team right now, you know that that's a very stacked farm system, one of the best hitting minor league teams in all of baseball. But Fried's still probably going to have to go another couple times at least, you'd think. There was some thought to maybe if he has a great outing or he looks really comfortable, maybe he pitches against Boston this week, but it feels more like they're going to wait.
Yeah, it sounds like they want to get him up to around 80 pitches and then bring him up for the next start after that. Dangerous at bat right here for McHugh to deal with Christian Yelich.
Count 2-2.
He just missed the home run earlier. That last time up, flied out to center field.
Yep.
If you watch him now, he's got that little toe tap, and that's really what turned the corner for him about 6-7 weeks ago.
One of several adjustments he's made to try to readjust to pitching.
I asked him about it, and he said, he did it one day in the batting cage and took it right into the game. And he said he felt pretty good right away with it, and he feels like everything is starting on time with that little mechanism.
Makes good contact here off the fist and still muscled it out to pretty deep center. It is out number 2 to Harris.
It was interesting when I talked to him. He told me he feels like he is the same player from that 18 and 19 season, at least for these last 6 months. You see the timing here. He just missed that ball. Each swing he's had tonight has been a really good swing, on balance, on time. Maybe not all the results he wants. He's got 1 hit tonight. But this stretch he's in does take you back a little bit. I'm not saying he's all the way back to that 1100 OPS player he was in 18 and 19, but he's pretty darn close.
We're seeing a lot of similarities in some of the analytics and metrics too. Contreras lashes one foul, 0-1. He's being about as aggressive as he was those couple years. And Craig Counsell also mentioned that's kind of a function of how he feels. He seemingly will be more aggressive early in the count when he's confident. Certainly looks to be right now. Contreras waves and misses on that breaking ball from McHugh.
They've attacked Contreras tonight with a lot of breaking stuff, and that's the strength of Colin McHugh. He can spin a baseball as well as anybody. Right there with you, Darvish, Sonny Gray. He's got more shapes and more velocities off his breaking stuff than just about anybody in the business. Trying to get a chase swing right here.
To the count on Contreras.
Now he's not happy with himself because those last 2, you're not even tempting Contreras to get the chase swing. It's got to start more on the plate.
That sweeper has been his go-to pitch in 2023. A 2-2 delivery to Contreras is off the end of the bat. Lifted out towards pretty deep right center for Harris. A 1-2-3 inning worked by McHugh. A tie ball game into the 8th, and Austin Riley will lead things off for Atlanta. He struck first for the Braves in the 3rd. The Brewers have come back to tie it. One of the hottest hitters in all of baseball, Austin Riley, 6 home runs in this last 5-game stretch, including one back in the third, which gave Atlanta the 3-0 lead. Now he faces Yoel Payamps to start off the 8th inning in a 3-3 game. Payamps has been a revelation in this Milwaukee pen, which has been so good as of late.
Well, you just saw the power two-seamer there at 97. The slider, the best pitch.
Riley goes the other way down the right field line, but twisting foul.
There you go.
Oh, he had a good pass at that one. Yeah, I'm not throwing another fastball right here, Adam. I think as hot as Riley is, you got to see if you can get the chase on the slider right here. Not a time to challenge this guy.
Riley with a bouncing ball wide of third. 1-2. Struck out in a sinker against Hauser back in the first inning. Hauser tied his career high with 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. Only gave up that Riley home run, the 3-run job. Peguero the 7th, and now Payamps here in the 8th with a 1-2. 2-2. Brewers nearly 26 innings from their pen without allowing a run. A 2-2. And off the fist, got Riley to pop it up. Monasterio navigating Ron Washington over there on the warning track in front of the dugout for out number 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, really got in on the hands of Riley right here. Two-seamer, good run on it above the hands. But it's just been so hard to dent this Milwaukee bullpen these last 3 weeks.
So now a couple of former Oakland Athletics. They were not teammates together last year. Of course, Olsen had been sent to Atlanta by that point. His free agent contract. Payamps has been around, was with the Athletics late last season, Kansas City and Toronto and Arizona prior to that. 29-year-old from a hotbed of baseball in the Dominican Republic, Santiago. A 1-1. Olsen, a big cut, could not catch up to the 96-mile-an-hour heater.
Yeah, I'm going right back there. You know, we've said it. This is where you want. You see that target right there? That's the hole for Matt Olson. This part of the ball game, 8th inning, 3-3. You are defending the home run. Keep it above his hands.
Against the league leader in homers. This is low with a breaking ball.
Yeah, that's a dangerous pitch to me.
Yeah.
You know, it was down, but a little too much on the plate. A breaking ball on the plate to Matt Olson is inviting trouble.
He's strong enough to carry one out. 2-2 is lifted the other way. And this one will slice foul. Olsen, the Atlanta native, now in his 2nd season with the Braves. A 2-time All-Star, once with Oakland, now once with Atlanta. On pace to maybe break Andrew Jones's Atlanta home run record of 51. Oh, man, he got frozen. Payamps came up huge with that pitch. This is the pitch that you wanted to see.
He absolutely was sitting heater right here, and he gets the slider middle. And that's got nice break on it. Started outside, but that catches a lot of the plate.
Former battery mates from the Athletics last year. It's Payamps against Sean Murphy. With the game tied and 2 down in the 8th. Murphy in the midst of a 2-for-23 stretch, trying to turn it around. There's that off-speed delivery that clips the corner for a strike.
Well, that three-way trade on display right here.
Absolutely it is.
Batter, pitcher, catcher.
All 3 of them were part of it. Inside 2-1. I said rarely do you see the 3-team deal work out for everybody. Everybody seems to be doing quite well between Contreras, Payamps, and Murphy. The 2-1. Out in front. Good pitch mix, 2-2. He got the biggest pitch of the game right here.
Yeah, Murphy looking for the sinker in. Got exact opposite. The slider away. Where does he throw here? Stick with it.
2-2. Outside on a fastball. Three, 2 down, 3-2. The former teammates. Murphy to left field. Yelich is there, and Payamps comes on for a 1-2-3 inning, continuing to have this Milwaukee bullpen smoke. To the bottom of the 8th we go. The heart of the Brewers order coming up. Podcast is sponsored by Geico. See how easy it is to bundle all your insurance needs. In Atlanta, they have the freeze. In this particular weekend, they have the cheese. And also, of course, the classic sausage race, which the Italian sausage won earlier today. On to the bottom of the 8th, a 3-3 game. Joe Jimenez on for the Atlanta bullpen, pitching on back-to-back days. This has been a factor for Atlanta lately, a lot more back-to-backs. For some of these excellent Atlanta relievers, Jimenez has been locked in as of late. Facing Willy Adames, who lines one towards the left field corner. That's going to get down for a fair ball. And it's going to be extra bases. A leadoff double for Willy Adames. And the go-ahead run for Milwaukee is in scoring position.
Replay home.
Yeah, just a mistake right there. Hanging slider from Jimenez, and Adames knows what to do with that. Interesting to see how Craig Counsell wants to play it here. Jesse Winker in the box, left-handed cleanup hitter. His job, get him over to third base. Here, I would trust Winker. If you think you need to bunt, whatever you need to do, you need to get that runner to third base. Pull a ground ball to the right side.
Fastball is on the corner for a strike.
That's about it, yes.
You see with the defense shaded. And the shortstop Urcia playing back behind the runner in Adames. Big cut on a fastball. 0-2.
Yeah, that swing's not going to get it done. Don't need a home run here. You can take a lead with 2 outs here. Put the ball in play.
0-2. And it's foul tipped into the glove. 3 pitches to get Winker for out number 1. Almost saw Jimenez put one finger up. All right, there's 1.
Yeah, no reason to change once he swung through that fastball up for the second strike. A little bit higher, same result.
Now Monasterio, who singled his last time. And he'll take strike 1. Well placed pitch by Jimenez. Fastball, slider, changeup guy. Check swing, but it's outside.
They have thrown him breaking pitches all night long. Winans got him twice on the breaking pitches. Jimenez starting with both sliders.
1-1. On the ground to the left side, picked up by Arcia, throwing to third to try to get the lead runner. That ball gets away. For a moment, Adames had taken a step off the bag, but he's going to stay at third. A little bit of a collision between he and Riley. Adames was making sure Riley was okay on that tight play at third base that Arcia was trying to get on the lead runner.
I'm not sure if Riley was there in time. I like the decision. The play is in front of Arcia here. He thinks, I got the lead out right here. And Riley just didn't handle the throw.
Now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. It's a fielder's choice, which moves Adames to third. And guess who's coming up? Sal Frelick in his major league debut. Already 3 for 3. Woo, fastball way high, 1-0.
Tough spot for Jimenez because what you're looking for is either the ground ball double play or the strikeout. This is a guy who struck out only 10% of his plate appearances in the minor leagues.
1-0. Instead, a disengagement and check over to Monasterio. Boy, Jimenez would love a ground ball right now.
Frelick so fast, though. He's
so
tough
fast
to double up. Only a bullet at an infielder would result in 2.
1-0. Into right field. It is caught by Acuna. Off from third, Adames. Here comes the play at the plate. Brewers take the lead. Frelick delivers. It's 4-3 Milwaukee. A night he will never forget. He's given Milwaukee the lead.
He's done everything well in this game. 2-strike hitting, defense, and right here, situational hitting. The sacrifice fly, delivering Adames with a tie-breaking run.
On to second when Monasterio. And Miller will take a strike from Jimenez. Three hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 first-class defensive plays the first time he steps onto a big league field. On the ground to short. Arcia to first. Inning over. The night of Frelick here in Milwaukee. The Brewers trailed 3-0. They've come all the way back to take the lead. The highest of high hopes for Frelick, watching Adames come home to put Milwaukee in front. To the 9th we go on a Saturday. Stream every out-of-market MLB game live or on demand and all minor league ball as well. Blackout and other restrictions apply. MLB.tv for more. Sal Frelick's second Major League RBI has given Milwaukee the lead to the ninth, and it's Devin Williams with his air-bending changeup on to face Marcell Ozuna. To start off the ninth, and he starts it with a strike, looking for save number 25 on the season. Close pitch, but outside, 1-1. Ozuna's given a couple of fly balls a ride. He was robbed by Frelick of extra bases, maybe a home run back in the 6th. Big cut on a fastball. 1-2.
Yeah, that changeup is so good that you see a lot of swings and misses, and especially called strikes on the fastball from Williams, which is a plus pitch. It's just that the airbender changeup is ridiculous. I would think he goes back to the changeup right here. It's one of the best put-away pitches in all of baseball.
100%. Ozuna just got a piece to fight that off. There it was. Ozuna has the lowest batting average of the main Atlanta players, but he still has so much pop in that bat. 18 homers this season. And a defensive swing to stay alive.
Wow. That was a cricket swing right there. I mean, that tells you how good that changeup is. So much late movement here. This is just, you talk about emergency swings. Just trying to survive.
My fellow South Asians appreciated it. Trying to go down in the zone that time. Could not make contact, and another cricket-like swing. There's a strikeout for Williams, one away.
Just too good. And I watched Devin, his first changeup, he grimaced. That was the one that was a little bit too high. In the last couple, he adjusted, and that's just unhittable. The depth of the break on the changeup is just nothing like it, folks.
And now two-time All-Star Williams facing Rosario. Contreras tried to frame it. Malachi Moore did not bite. 1-0. Rosario an infield single back in the 2nd. Braves do not have a hit since the 5th. Until now, right on cue, Rosario keeps the Braves going, and the tying run is on base for Atlanta, the team with the most comeback wins in baseball this year.
Come out.
This was the changeup here, and again, he's not happy because it stayed up just enough that Rosario could get to it.
So Rosario's been nursing a hamstring injury this week, will step out, and this will be another Major League debut, our 3rd of the night. It is Forrest Wall, 27-year-old former first-round pick all the way back in 2014 from the Colorado Rockies. He's been through 4 different organizations to get to this moment, to step into a Major League Baseball game. Another long and winding road for a youngster in this game. It is Wall representing the tying run, and Arcia, the former Brewer, the go-ahead run at the plate in the 9th against Williams. There goes Wall, swing and a miss, and the first time he steps on a big league diamond, he lifts second base, and the tying run is in scoring position.
I love it. This is a guy, such a long journey. When he got the call, he was being called up to the major leagues, he broke down and cried. He's waited basically all week to get into a game, and the minute he steps on the field, uncontested stolen base.
He takes off for 3rd. No throw. He's done it again. What a moment for Forrest Wall, and suddenly he's 90 feet away. No hesitation, no fear, and he's at 3rd.
Yeah, you just have to pay more attention if you're Williams. Great heads-up play by Wall. It's a huge 90 feet. Infield in.
A 1-1. Oh, it's fouled back. 1-2. As if we didn't have enough twist and turn type of storyline writing tonight from the Major League script writers. 4-3, ninth inning, rookie on third as the tying run. Check swing, appeal to first. No swing, says Bruce Druckmann. Count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, I don't know how he held up, but he did. Recognized the changeup late. It was diving out of the zone, and yes, it's a good call. No swing.
Two-two delivery. Upstairs, 3-2.
Now, Wallace had an aggressive secondary lead at third base, but I would not send him on a contact play here with 1 out. See the ball through. If the ball's hit slowly, yes, you can break, but not automatic.
1 down, ninth inning, infield in, payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. When you need the pitch, he goes to it.
Exactly. You're Devin Williams. You're in a tight spot. Tying run at third, 2-strike count. You've got one of the best put-away pitches in baseball. Here it is. Try to hit it.
Here's Michael Harris. Ball 1 outside.
Harris is one of the more disciplined Atlanta Braves hitters. He will make you throw pitches in the strike zone. Tough to get him to chase.
A 1-0. 2-0. Obviously a base open, but it's Acuna on deck. Really hard to be in a position to just kind of let a 2-0 count go when you got the potential MVP on deck. A 2-0 pitch. 3-0 on Harris. Taken all the way, and it's ball 4. So now the go-ahead run is aboard for Atlanta. And now you get one of the matchups that you hope you get to see when you buy a ticket to come to a Major League game. One of the best closers in the sport, the potential MVP of the league to the plate, a speedster as the tying run at third, and the go-ahead run at first for Atlanta in a matchup with 2 first-place teams. And now a visit from Chris Hook, the pitching coach, to Williams.
And that is why virtually everybody in this ballpark is on their feet.
Yep.
This one moment right here is worth the price of your ticket and then some. With Acuna, always have to be careful about the first pitch.
Yes.
You know he's ready to swing the bat. You almost have to pitch him from the first pitch like the count is 0-2. Try to get a chase swing on the changeup on the very first pitch. And also, I would not expect the Brewers to defend a stolen base here.
You want to keep them in position
Harris
on the
can
infield?
run. I just don't want anybody to vacate a spot.
Gotcha.
And I want Williams to concentrate on just attacking Acuna. That's the job. Don't
Right.
split the concentration.
All-star against all-star. Williams to Acuna with the tying run at third. Ball 1 inside. 5 straight out of the zone. Another one out of the zone. Bob Uecker a few booths over, he'd probably say ball 6. Just the third ever try for Acuna against Williams. He's fanned both times. The 2-0. Takes all the way 3-0. Very close. And I don't think you can be anything but on your toes on this 3-0 coming.
No, he's definitely got the green light, but we saw Williams throw a 3-0 to Harris. Wouldn't surprise me to see another changeup 3-0 to Acuna.
3-0 pitch. He'll take all the way. It's a strike after 7 straight balls.
I don't think you can throw him a fastball. I think you have to stay with that changeup.
The 3-1 is high for ball 4. The go-ahead run moves into scoring position for Atlanta. The tying run still at third and Wall. And now Ozzie Albies to the plate.
I always feel like the first pitch of these at-bats is critical. He pitched to Harris and Acuna knowing he had bases open. He's lost that leverage. You must control the count from the first pitch.
Strike 1. Started him off with a fastball. Albies down the right field line, but hooked foul. 0-2. Braves down to their final strike in what has been a thriller of a game in Milwaukee. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2. Driven again, but foul.
Now that's some plate coverage by Albies. Change up down, fastball at 95 at the very top of the zone.
Another 2-strike pitch. Albies swings and foul tips it at the plate. Stays alive by a sliver of a bat.
Well, that was the A-plus changeup version. The Airbender Supreme. I don't know how he got a piece of it.
Look at the reaction.
Yeah. To the exact pitch he wanted.
A laborious 9th inning for Williams. Another 0-2 delivery to Albies. In the dirt, good stop behind the plate by Contreras, and he flags it down.
Boy, what a stop. And Wall was halfway down the line at third base on his toes, ready. Watch the reaction by Wall right here. Whoops.
Oh, man. There were Braves fans screaming, "Run, Forrest, run," towards home plate just then. What a script this game has written for us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 9th inning, 1-2 pitch. He struck him out, or did he get a piece? He got him. Devin Williams finally puts away the Braves in the 9th with the bases loaded. In a wild game in Milwaukee, the Brewers come out on top in a thriller 4-3.
Well, it was tight in the 9th inning, but this is the Brewers' blueprint, especially now with Sal Frelick around. What a first day in the big leagues. 3 hits, 2 defensive gems, tie-breaking sacrifice fly, 3rd Brewer ever in his first career game with 3 hits. And Devin Williams, yeah, he had 1 more of those airbenders to get that last strike. What a game.
19 of the Brewers' 55 wins have been by one run this year. One of the best tight game teams in baseball because of one of the best bullpens going in the game, led by Williams with save number 25 this year. The Brewers come back from down 3-0 to even up this series at a game apiece. 4-3 the final tonight. What a game. For Tom Verducci, Ken Rosenthal, our fantastic Fox Sports crew, the great women and men that make it up. Adam Amin sings So Long from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Kevin Burkhardt and Dontrell Willis are in the studio after this timeout to wrap up a fabulous game and a great Saturday in baseball. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Man, this was fun tonight.